Overthinking doesn't start loud. It starts quiet. It starts with a single thought that feels harmless, a question, a what if, or a play of something you said or something you didn't say, and before you realize it, that one thought multiplies. It branches, it spreads, and suddenly your mind is no longer a safe place to rest. It's a courtroom where every memory is on trial and you are always found guilty. Overthinking is exhausting because it never lets you clock out. Your body can be tired, your eyes can be heavy, the world can be silent, but your mind keeps talking. It talks when you are driving, it talks when you're trying to sleep, it talks when you're supposed to be enjoying a moment that you waited for so long. And instead of being present, you're trapped inside your head, dissecting everything. You replay conversations like they are crime scenes. Why did I say that? What did they mean by that? Did I mess everything up? You imagine futures that haven't happened yet, and somehow you're already grieving them. You punish yourself for mistakes you've already paid for. You create problems that don't exist yet, and then you suffer as if they do. That's the cruel part about overthinking. It convinces you that preparation is protection, that if you think hard enough, long enough, deep enough, you can prevent pain. But the truth is, overthinking doesn't protect you from pain. It keeps you living inside of it. And what hurts the most is that overthinkers usually care deeply. They are not cold people. They are not careless. They notice things others miss. Tone changes, silences, small shifts in energy. They feel everything intensely, and because they feel so deeply, they think deeply too. But caring too much in a world that doesn't always explain itself is heavy. Overthinking turns love into anxiety. It turns hope into fear. It turns waiting into suffering. You start questioning your worth based on how fast someone replies. You start measuring your value by how needed you feel. You start believing that if something went wrong, it must have been your fault because your mind can always find a reason to blame yourself. And slowly, quietly, overthinking begins to shrink you. You hesitate before speaking, you over-explain, you apologize even when you didn't do anything wrong. You become afraid of being too much, while silently feeling like you're never enough. And the loneliness of overthinking is different. You can be surrounded by people and still feel completely alone because no one hears the war happening inside of your head. They see you smile, they hear you say, "I'm fine," but they don't see the version of you that's awake at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, heart heavy, wondering why your mind won't give you peace. Overthinking steals sleep. It steals joy, it steals the present moment and replaces it with imagined regret. And yet, despite all of that, overthinkers, they keep going. They show up tired. They love even when they are scared. They try even when their mind is screaming at them to stop. That deserves to be acknowledged. But here's the part we don't talk about enough. Overthinking is not wisdom. It's not intuition. It's strength. It's fear dressed up as control. You don't need to understand everything to move forward. You don't need closure from everyone who hurt you. You don't need answers to questions life was never meant to explain. Some things just are. Some people leave. Some moments end without warning, and no amount of thinking will change that. Healing from overthinking doesn't mean your mind goes quiet forever. It means you learn when to stop listening to it. It means realizing that not every thought deserves your attention. And not every fear deserves your belief. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to trust. You are allowed to let things be unfinished. You don't have to relive every mistake to prove you've grown. You don't have to carry every outcome to prove you care. And you don't have to punish yourself for feeling deeply in a world that doesn't often feel shallow. Overthinking tells you that if you let go, everything will be apart. But sometimes letting go is the only way things finally fall into place. If no one has told you this yet, let me say it clearly. You're not broken because your mind is loud. You're not weak because you feel too much. You are not failing because you're tired of thinking. You're just a human. Maybe the bravest thing an overthinker can do isn't finding all the answers, but choosing peace anyway. Choosing to breathe, choosing to be present, choosing to trust yourself even when your thoughts don't. Because life doesn't happen in your head, it happens out here. in imperfect moments, in unfinished conversations, and taking steps without knowing exactly how it will end. And you deserve to live it without constantly fighting your own mind.